And hello and welcome. This is your first time watching the channel. I am streaming this live to Twitch under the username willcall, and then doing a local recording to upload to YouTube under the username willcall100. Today we're starting a new game. We're picking up Panzer Corps 2 today. So let's go ahead and start up a new game. We're just going to do the sort of base campaign that comes with the game. I do have some of the DLC, but I don't actually have all of the DLC. So, for example, the Axis operations, I don't have anything past 1942. There's been more stuff that's come out since then. We're going to start off sort of basic difficulty. It's been a while since I've played, so there's a decent possibility that I will not succeed if I do the difficulty up too high. We're going to do the standard Poland opening here. With standard sort of commander trait points. And yeah, with no special challenges. If people are interested in maybe doing having me do a special challenge run, let me know, and I can do that for a decent or a different run. This one will just run this sort of basic stuff. Yeah. So we got the choice here between Poland South and Poland North. I'm going to stick to the South route. Okay. I suppose if you're watching on YouTube or on Twitch, feel free to let me know which way you want me to go once we get out of France. For the first sort of two which direction to go choices, I'm going to make those choices. But by the time we're getting as deep as, say, going into Russia or going to North Africa, that's something that you, the viewer, can probably have a 2 cents, or give me a decision on which one of those you want to do. There's 4 different choices. Basically, there's Russia North, Russia Center, Russia South, or North Africa. Okay. Let's actually put the channel name in here, so it's willcall 100 as the journal name. And then we have to decide which selections we're going to take. And which malices we want to take. Might do chaotic fire as a malice. Probably do slow modernization. Do force dispersion. Maybe no overstrength. So that gives us a good amount of positive choices to select. Obviously, probably don't want to do force dispersion and force concentration. Those are kind of opposite to each other. Do perimeter control. I do like anti-air veteran. We may not take anti-air veteran. I'm trying to remember which one of these I usually have taken in the past. We're going to take flexible command, so that splitting units does not consume unit slots. Deadly Grasp. Trophies of War. And then we'll take Panzer General just to finish it off. This is Panzer Corps, so lower slot cost on the tanks will encourage us to do more stuff with tanks. Okay.
Guten Morgen, Herr General. You have my congratulations on your new promotion, but now is no time for flattery. I have been personally informed that the invasion of Poland, codenamed Fall Weiss, is to commence immediately. Preliminary estimates for the operation's completion was 3 months. But now High Command demands the conquest of Poland in weeks. Mere weeks.
So, for this first scenario, our objective is to capture those 4
I have
hexes.
transferred a detachment of 10th Army's forces to be placed under your direct command, effective immediately. These men are well trained, but like you, they lack combat experience. I am certain they will serve you well, and that you will mold your new Panzer Corps as you see fit in due time. You should secure key crossings on the Vada River quickly, to facilitate your movements and prevent the enemy from fortifying the river line or possibly destroying the bridges entirely. I have also been informed that our declaration of war will be, arriving later. So, you should expect little, if any, resistance in the first few days of your advance. In fact, should you seize Kielce quickly enough, your forces may be able to block Polish mobilization efforts entirely. This would force the understrength Polish garrisons in the region to fight without reinforcements. I eagerly await to see the results of your first combat operation. Don't make me regret putting my trust in you, Herr General.
Okay, so that's basically the briefing we got for this mission. Okay, and I don't have... one of the options you can turn on is custom unit deployment. I apparently did not have that turned on, so we're getting stuck with the default stuff. That'll be fine. We see where one cavalry corps is, or one, well, I suppose cavalry corps up there. And then obviously we want to capture those bridges fairly early on. Gonna remember the keys. We just came off of Strategic Command earlier today. So we can see that there is that an artillery piece or an anti-tank piece? I think that's anti-tank. 37mm anti-tank. Got our self-propelled artillery opening fire. Suppress the guy in our way. Same thing we're doing with the bombers here. We'll drop bombs to suppress the guy in our way. And then I can't cut the supply off on that guy in particular, because he is up against the map border. Okay, now we've penalized this guy enough that he's not going to be an issue for infantry, so we'll have the infantry attack. Oops. Maybe wasn't intending to drive him off of the objective. He did do the runaway. Okay, we were able to kill him with the aircraft there. Anyway, we take damage here if we do this attack. Well, we took the extra devastation on the encirclement penalties, so we'll just roll a turn here. And we're going to continue our advance. So here comes the Polish Air Force, and they did get in back into that objective, which is a little bit of an issue, but we can work with that. It's not going to be too much of a concern. And our Pioneer there are having a little bit of a pounding on their face. Okay, so now we got them suppressed down to 5. Gonna actually split you. And then we've got two BFO 109s. We'll have them shoot up the Polish Air Force to get rid of them. Oops. That was not what I wanted to do. Do I have an undo function in this game? I do. Here we go. The select button happens to be the same as the attack button. That's what I screwed up there. Okay, then we can take the objective. Anyway, not being quite as effective as I'd like. Those guys are pretty combat ineffective. Let's split up a little bit more. And we can have these guys finish these guys off. And we do get a nice overrun with that, although we don't necessarily have a lot of action points to move around with. Yeah, we don't have... Oh, actually, I'm getting lucky enough that I can encircle them there. Okay. So if we can get those guys to surrender, we'll get some prestige from that. That's one of the reasons we're not attacking these guys. I think I can take them as extra prestige, which is how we reinforce people. Oop. Those guys getting themselves destroyed. Nope. Well, at least I pulled them out of the cover. Way to lose that half the tank unit. Although that's probably not super heavy concern. It's reasonably easy to replace them. As long as I don't use the whole unit. I have no retreat location for them to actually surrender, which is what I'm kind of screwing up here. I'm trying to collect units for prestige reasons. Let's go and reinforce you. Oh, and you were the damaged one, that's why you were able to split. Fair enough. Have our carpet bomber come in and carpet bomb a bit. There they go. Okay, we'll merge them back up again. But yeah, been a while since I played this game, so no real grand strategy here. Just sort of destroying the Polish troops while trying to take them prisoner, and not doing a particularly great job of it, honestly. But could definitely be worse. Okay, Polish tankette shows up. Probably just blow it up with the dive bomber. There's the dive bomber. Oh, let's bring that German bomber down, or the Polish bomber down. Go, and then I think we're gonna strafe the armored car here. Okay, we'll give the infantry proper transport on the next mission when we're allowed to do that. They attack us, we'll do more damage to them if we attack them to the city at the moment, so we won't actually attack them there. Same thing with these semicircled guys. Okay, let's end the turn. Did not capture them quickly enough, so they did get the reinforcements. Oh, the tank, that's a little bit of an issue. don't think that unit can escape into the swamp. But I may be wrong. No, it can't escape the swamp. I done screwed that up. Okay, we'll just go the other old-fashioned way. I need to move you up to a closer airfield. Did we capture one? I think I've caught one. Is that the airfield that I haven't caught over there? Okay, so I don't have an airfield because the closest airfield to where I'm trying to go is, I think, actually that one. We don't have that one. I think bombing the... Oh, it's actually the rebase command. Yeah, that's the closest airfield. We got that airfield and this airfield. So we need to get rid of that AA to get the next airfield. Fair enough. Of course, we can take that airfield next to it, and then we'll have an airfield. I think the carpet bomber has the longest range, yeah. Okay, so the aircraft are not very useful at the moment. And you'll be suppressed enough we can take you prisoner next turn. Yep, rebase the new base. And there's not very much Polish Air Force on this map, obviously. I think we've already shot all down. They do have one more airfield, so there could technically be a little bit more left, but I don't think there is. Oh, I may have lost that. Yep, lost that half the armored car. One advantage when you have a split unit like that is when one half the split gets destroyed, you still have the other half the split. And that's a supply objective, I believe. Well, that one actually might not be a supply objective. That one's definitely a supply objective. So I'm not sure if I can circle that location. No, I can check on this one. Is the class encircled? Okay. Must be confusing with that one. I can't encircle. So I probably could have encircled that spot, which probably would have been the better way to do that. And have a dive bomber. We'll dive bomb the tankette. And then quickly strafe artillery here. And, oh, we already got someone on you. Yeah. Strafe the guy in the open. Okay, the tankette. What's that guy? Well, that guy's already encircled. And then we'll have you come over and strafe the artillery piece. Do you have any move left? Yes. Okay, so the way to unencircle the circles is do that. Here we go. Suppose I can go there. Okay, that encircles both of them. That's good. I can go here. Overrun anti-tank or the artillery piece there. Actually gives us more move. Although at this point it's just giving us another attack. It's not giving us a move. Okay. Cycle the turn. We'll handle those pretty well. Yeah. We got you 8. Let's come and carpet bomb you. Let's also remove some of the entrenchment as well. Which is actually what it mostly did in that situation. I think he'll pull some of the entrenchment as well. Yeah, took it down to 9. Here we go. Got them surrendering. And that's a major river, and we don't have bridge crossing equipment yet, so there's no way to get around that spot. What I currently have. And then, yeah, we're gonna have to attack around on, head on. Much like we did, Temazao there. Yeah, we should complete this mission within sufficient time. Maybe not as cleanly as I would have liked, but I haven't practiced. Wasn't necessarily expecting to finish up the other game we're playing today quite so quickly. Yeah, so this is basically the first of the scenarios in the main campaign. Main campaign's 20 to 23 scenarios, depending upon, I think, whether you go for the historical Germany gets defeated, or if you go for the alt history of Germany invading America. I forget if it's the alt history path or the historical one that's longer. There we go. That's the scenario complete. Poland South. Points killed in cost. Points lost on all our units can be shown here. And we did a decent job at keeping the kill-to-death ratio reasonably in our favor. That's the first scenario. In Poland South. Yeah, let the Pioneer get a little bit hammered. Yeah, cost 190 cost on the Pioneer, 186 on the Sturmpanzer, which is the mobile artillery self-propelled gun. And everything else was reasonably cost-effective. And then we did get some pretty decent trades where we got units destroyed in our captured. And probably that's a good place to put the part break in. If you're watching on YouTube,
General, it appears I finally convinced High Command.
I'll finish this briefing.
Direct drive on the Polish capital is worth any and all risks involved. Perhaps we will meet our deadlines a weeks after all.
So our primary objective here is to capture all the victory hexes in Warsaw.
Between you and your ultimate objective lays in the thick Campinos forest. A few well-entrenched Poles here could slow you down, so be prepared for that potential. Additionally, Kluge's 4th Army has trapped a pocket of Polish troops in the region around Kutno. Luftwaffe bombs have mostly obliterated a poorly organized counterattack from these troops, but now you must occupy Kutno directly. Anything less would just invite our enemies to reorganize and launch an attack on your flank as you approach Warsaw. Once that is settled, I want you to pivot your troops and aim straight for Warsaw. Be prepared for a tough battle clearing the streets of the capital, though. So don't overextend your forces in a race to get there. Destroying the last of the Polish strong points here could deal a devastating blow to enemy morale. So, I recommend timing your thrust into the city to coincide with its destruction. At this rate, we could be back in Germany by October. And I would love to give my report on the end of the Polish campaign to High Command in person. Make it happen, Herr General.
Okay, so that's the briefing for this mission. We'll be picking up again on mission number 2 in the next part. If you're watching on YouTube, that will be the part up tomorrow. You're watching on Twitch. The next part will probably be a little bit longer because we finally get to sort of redesign our units here, and do some upgrades and downgrades and stuff like that. Some rearrangement. Basically, the objective for this one is we've got a couple different objectives we need to capture across the map. We need Kutno, which is a supply point, so we just can't encircle it. Although we do want to ideally circle and capture people. We've got a bridge here, and then we've got Warsaw and the 3 points in Warsaw. So, pretty simple objectives. They tend to be fairly early in the campaign. And if we can, we want to capture people alive so that we can get a bunch of prestige. So we have prestige for repairs and replacements and upgrades later. That'd be the plan. So if you're watching on YouTube, part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break just to stretch the legs and sip some tea. And then we'll be back to recording the next part, which will probably be the entire next mission. Some of the later ones I might have to break into 2 parts for YouTube. But today I think we'll get basically Warsaw done, or get Poland done in 2 missions, in 2 parts. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.